I bet you moaned about having to get up this morning. Not me. Had a bit of a sore throat. Went to the doctor. Hate doctors. But I had to go. It was a bit more than a bit. She kindly gave me some antibiotics. Said come back in 2 weeks if it's no better. A week later, it felt like a hedgehog had taken up residence in the throat. So I thought I'd better go back. Walked in, she took one look, got straight on the phone, and sent me up to the hospital. I went in, they thought they'd take a biopsy. Then the surgeon sat me down, looked at me, and didn't say anything. So I had to help him. I said, "You're not a poker player, are you?" No. Sensitive soul. He couldn't bring himself to say those words. Someone had to do it. It's cancer, isn't it? Yes. Okay. What are we going to do? Well, we'll book you in, get you operated on, and take it from there. Okay. So off I went, immediately to be accosted by two, I think they were Macmillan nurses, lovely ladies. And, I assured them that everything was all right with them. So they felt better, and off I went. I'm not really one for wanting counselling. I mean, if someone tells me I've got cancer, then I've got cancer. Can't change that. Went home, knowing I was going into hospital a few days later. I thought I'd better make a list of everyone and their phone numbers and speak to them all and just tell them I'm going in for a little operation. So I did that. But when I had this little problem with my throat, my biggest fears were, I suppose, would I lose my voice? Well, I didn't, so. I think it should be compulsory for everybody to read Pollyanna, because perhaps it would help them learn that there is always something good that can come out of something bad. For instance, you get a nasty little disease and you survive. Well, is that not good? It might have been bad that you had the disease, but it's good that you haven't got it now. But no, when I got the cancer thing, it didn't give me any fears, even the minute I was told I had it. Because I couldn't have done anything about it anyway, could I? And that's how I go through life. There's going to be an upside to whatever you're told, whatever happens. So why go through life being afraid? So, I had to tell the children. That was the worst part of the whole thing. So I got in touch with them and arranged to meet them in a little seaside town full of cafes, because tea always makes it better. And met up with them, and as gently as I could, I broke it to them. They were upset, obviously. But I tried to be as positive as I could, and I didn't really reveal how serious it was. Was that right? I don't know. Some people can't take bad news, so perhaps it was right. Because one of the long-term side effects you have to put up with after having radiotherapy is the lack of saliva. I think you're supposed to drink water, but water's pretty awful, isn't it? Which is why I have a constant cup of tea in my hand. It was quite a surprise to find that the survival rate on my cancer was 7%. That's a 93% chance of not surviving. I suppose if you look at that afterwards, you think, phew, could have been bad, I suppose. But it wasn't. So, after the first 4-hour session and before the second 4-hour session on the table, I died. And people asked me, did you see a bright light? And no, I didn't. While I was in hospital, I had 37 clips in my neck. And I'd taken a job, an acting job, as a police driver. I was in trouble for that, from her indoors, obviously. She got up to the agent and cancelled the job. Well, acting's my first love. That's what I do for a living. Immediately after my radiotherapy, when my face was burnt and red and was told to keep out of the sun, I found a nice little job for the BBC, working on top of a hill in the middle of summer, days on end, in hot sunshine. I was in trouble for that as well, obviously. I'm used to being in trouble. I still did the job. I was in a musical a few weeks ago. Can't sing to save my life, but I was in a musical. Do I appreciate life more after getting through this? Well, let's think about that. A 93% chance of dying, and I got through it. What do you think? Oh yeah, I appreciate life a lot more. And although it's horrible to get things like that, when you pull through it, you realise how lucky you are. Often I think, I'm here, I'm lucky. What more can I ask for? Which is why I don't let trifling little things bother me. I just appreciate. During the course of a day, I like to sit in the car on top of a hill looking at the view. I like window shopping. Nothing nicer than wandering around the shops. You don't have to buy anything. Just people watching while you're there. Driving, looking at boats, relaxing by the water. If you get hit by a bus and you survive, that's good, isn't it? Don't think about being hit by the bus, think about surviving, because that's a plus. If you get hit with cancer and you're here to talk about it afterwards, that's good. How can that be bad? These things are just part of life. And if you learn to accept them, life becomes much easier.